5 meaningful minutes here, I want to share a thought about today on the Jewish calendar. In Jewish law, the halacha talks about the days immediately following Shavuot as having a special status. And the Mishnah Berurah writes, Yesh mikomot noagin shelo lipol kol shisha yamim she'achar Shavuot. That in the 6 days after Shavuot, we have the tradition not to say Tachanun. And if you're one of those Jews that loves daily minyan and you hear the Gabbai shout out, no Tachanun, you know it brings out a little extra special joy. That's because Tachanun is a mournful prayer, not said on festive days. And so the Mishnah Berurah, the Chavetz Chaim, says that today is one of those days. Why? She'akorbanot shel Chag HaShavuot haya lahem tashlumin kol zayin. That in the days following Shavuot, there was an opportunity called tashlumin. And that was for Jews that did not have a chance to bring an offering to the temple on the holiday of Shavuot, still had the week after to make it up. Tashlumin, a chance to make it up. And what's amazing is their opportunity to make it up impacts all of our people. Everyone is still supposed to feel the joy of Shavuot, to see the joy that those individuals are still feeling, that they get to participate in the holiday even afterwards for an entire week. In this way, profoundly, we see each other in our different experiences, in our joy. Even if it's not my joy, it's your joy. And I think we can apply this idea more broadly. Not only are we invited in Jewish tradition to see the joy of others, but also to see their pain, to see their suffering, and to move together as a larger, broader community. And I'm thinking today especially of the events that have unfolded since Memorial Day last week, which started in New York City when Christian Cooper, a black man, was in Central Park bird watching. And a woman saw him, and he saw her, and he asked her to leash her dog. And she said that she was going to call the police and say that an African American man was threatening her and her dog. And she did. And that video went viral. And hours later, in Minneapolis, the tragic murder of George Floyd, whom a police officer arrested and placed his knee on George's neck for more than 8 minutes while he said, "I can't breathe," words that have rung throughout the nation. The tragic loss of another black man, unarmed black man. And I think one of the calls that we've heard now to police officers and to citizens around the country is, see me, see my experience. And this is a call that we know so well in our tradition. Our Torah that invites us to see others, to see the orphan, the widow, the stranger, the poor, to see others that are not having my experience perhaps, but an experience that I can relate to, that I can understand because I've had that experience in my history. Or even if I haven't had that experience, I am invited to see you in your different experiences. And I just want to end with another teaching from our Torah, which is speaking to me right now today. The Torah of the Egla Arufa from Devarim Chav Aleph. The Torah of a body, a murdered body that is found outside of a city where we know we weren't responsible, we don't know how the person died. And yet the community is called to come together to bear witness to the loss, and then to declare that Shavchu Yadeinu Shelo Shavchu, our hands did not participate in this murder. Our eyes did not see this murder. And yet, even though we are not guilty, says the Torah, you bring an offering. You're part of the experience because we may not be guilty, but we experience ourselves still as responsible. This is an important teaching for today, to think about the fact that so many are torn and conflicted, that there is protests going on around the country, many nonviolent ones and unfortunately violent ones, as people say, we want to be seen, and we have to see the other. We have to see each other and celebrate our larger human family.